morning. We're going to practice a well-balanced practice today. So all levels are welcome. Have a block, a strap handy if you like to use your props. Have a blanket for your knees if you like to pad them up. And roll out your mat. Come into easy pose. Comfortably cross-legged, seated on the mat. Allow yourself to become comfortable here. You might want to sit on your block. And start your practice with your eyes closed. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the nose. You can rest your hands in your lap. Let them settle on your knees. Just tune in to what's going on. Feel your shoulders stacked above your hips. Feel each breath in, lengthening your spine so you're sitting up taller. Each breath out, grounding you more to your sit bones, to the mat. Relax your face, soften your jaw. Roll the shoulders, look further away from the ears. Bring your awareness to the base of your spine, your pelvic floor muscles. Hug inward and upward. Feel your lower abdominals engage. Bring your awareness up your spine to your core. The muscles just behind your navel squeeze inward towards your spine. Strengthen. Bring your awareness all the way up and out through the crown of the head. Rise up higher as you breathe in. And as you exhale, start to circle the torso. Maintain that strength in the pelvic floor. Maintain the strength in your core. Start to stretch into your shoulders and hips as you circle out and around. At the top of your next breath in, pause and exhale in the opposite direction. One more round of breath, breathing out, breathing in, rise up, find stillness, and exhale. On your next breath in, let the right arm stretch overhead, let the left hand come off to the side of your left hip and reach. Exhale fully, drop your left shoulder far from the ear. Breathe in, press up, reach up, and then let your right hand come to the mat. Let your left arm stretch over and off to the right. Breathe in, stretching the left side body. Breathe out, anchor down through the right shoulder. As you breathe in, rise up one more time on each side. Right arm reaches to the left. Opening up space in the right rib cage. Breathe in, rise up through center, and exhale. Left arm reaches. Stretch the left side body. Breathe in, rise up, let both hands relax by the sides. Extend your right leg long, press your left foot to the thigh. We're going to come into half butterfly here, which means you're going to split the distance between your legs and just walk your fingers out. Lengthen the spine out, keeping the low back long, folding it over. Maybe coming to your forearms. Some of you might be able to relax all the way down, forehead stacking on your hands. You might be up in your fingertips. Be where you need to be here. Balancing out effort and ease. Tuning into the stretch in your inner thighs, your hips, your hamstrings. And walk your fingers over to your right leg. Frame the foot, lengthen, fold a little deeper. Flex your right toes back toward your shin. Keep the shoulders far from the ears. Keep your spine long. And keep your locks, your pelvic floor muscles, your core. Keep those squeezing inward toward the spine. And rise up. Switch legs. Extend your left leg long. Press the right foot to the thigh. Starting with that half butterfly, split the distance between your knees and walk your fingers out. Take your time, breath by breath. Let the shape build. Let the sensations build. There's no rush to your deepest expression. Enjoy the journey into each of these shapes as we practice. Allow yourself to come to your forearms if that's comfortable. If it's accessible, allow yourself to fold all the way down if it's accessible. If it feels challenging, but available. Really noticing breath by breath how these shapes feel. Exhale one more here, and then let your fingers walk over to your left leg. Frame your foot, lengthen out over the leg, and then fold. Find your fold. You might still be up. You might be able to hold your foot or your ankle. You might bring your nose to your knee. Breath by breath, let the shape build. Flex your toes. Strengthen through your leg and your core as you fold. One more deep inhale and exhale. And slowly rise back up. Bring the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. You're going to bring the heels as close to the hips as you can manage. Roll the shoulders far from the ears. And then holding your feet or your ankles, you're going to pull. Send your chest, your heart space forward as your elbows hug back toward your hips and fold out and over. Think about your forehead coming out past your toes. Think about your nose coming down toward the mat just in front of your toes. Your elbows can hug in toward the ribcage, or if you like, you can widen them and press the shins to deepen the stretch in the hips. Explore the shape with your breath. Feel the back body lengthening as you breathe in. Feel yourself deepen into the shape as you breathe out. One more inhale and exhale. Slowly rise back up. Bring the knees together. We're going to bring your left leg long and step your right foot to the outside of the left leg. We're going to take a twist here. Your left leg is long, toes flexing back toward your shin. Use your left arm now. You're going to hold the knee into the midline with your elbow, hugging the knee to the midline, and then rotate right rib cage rotates back, and then the chest rotates, the right shoulder rotates, reaching your right fingers back behind you, and then use your fingertips to help you sit up really tall. Keep both sit bones grounded, and then option, you can bring the elbow to the outside of the knee and press, if you like. If that's too deep, bring it back around and hold it. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, squeeze and rotate. And as you breathe in, come back around through center. We're going to stack this right knee on top of the left. Bring your right heel to your left hip. Half cow face legs here. Your hands can be resting on your knee. We're going to hinge forward. Some of you might be able to reach out and hold your foot, or you could always put a strap around your foot, the ball of your foot as well, and fold. Lots of options. But keep the spine nice and long and then fold, finding your shape, your variation of this pose. It should be challenging. You should feel what's going on in the hips, the leg, the spine. But it should not be painful. So be mindful of that always. Relax the back of the neck and don't let the shoulders creep up toward the ears. Exhale one more. And then rise back up. Take your time. Unwind your right leg. Switch sides. Extend your right leg long. Step your left foot to the outside of the right leg to start. Flex your right toes. Bring energy into the right leg. Now use your right arm, your elbow, to hug the knee to the midline. Then lengthen up through the spine. Left hand reaches behind you, and then find yourself using the left fingertips as a second spine to help support you, sitting up tall. Then you're rotating. The rib cage rotates, the chest rotates, the shoulder rotates, and then shift your gaze over your shoulder. A complete twist for the spine here. But stay grounded through your sit bones. And decide, you can keep your arm hugging the knee to the center, or you can use the arm to press into a deeper twist. Keep surrounding the shape with breath. It's harder to breathe deeply into these twists. Try to breathe as deeply as you can. Try to open up space. But stay soft through your face. Don't let tension build in your shoulders. One more inhale. Stay through your exhale. And take your time rotating back around through center. This time we're going to stack the left knee on top of the right. The right leg stays extended. You're going to bring your left heel towards your right hip. Shift around, move. If there's calf meat in the way, if there's sit bone meat, just shift around until you find yourself settled here. Keep your toes flexed back toward your shin. You can have your hands resting on your knee and just hinge slightly. You could reach your hands for your ankle. You could reach and hold your foot. You could use your strap around your foot. Wherever you are in this pose, be there in your breath. Be there with your awareness. Notice how the shape feels, where the breath travels. Notice the expansion in the back body, the stretch in the hips. Notice how there's sensations shift and change as you settle into the pose. Be here for another breath. In through the nose and out through the nose. And then slowly rise back up. Unwind your legs. Bring your feet in front of you, hip width apart. And then bring your arms behind you. We're going to practice table pose. Fingers are either facing your hips or the side of the mat. And then you want your wrists underneath your shoulders. You're going to press into your hands, press into your feet, and let the hips sweep up into your table. Your head can drop all the way back, but if that bothers your neck, keep your chin tucked and gaze at your navel. Press firmly, feel grounded through your fingertips, your feet. Feel the big stretch in the chest. Feel the work in the arms and the legs, the back body. One more deep breath in. As you exhale, gently bring the hips back to the mat. Take a few spinal rolls. So we're going to come and find balance on the sit bones and hug your arms around your shins. Spinal rolls, you're going to rock back to the shoulders and back up to the sit bones. It's a massage for the back body. If it hurts or feels wrong, you also have the option to lay on your mat and squeeze knees to chest. So be mindful of your options. We're going to practice spinal rolls. I like to come to the front of the mat, give me a little bit more space, and rock back and back up. And one more time. Actually, let's do one more and see if we can come to a standing forward fold just for fun. And rock back just a little bit. So with this one, you want to get some momentum. You rock back to the shoulders. And as you come to the feet, use your hands, press up. Send your sit bones up and come into your fold. The duck is moving a little bit, making that challenging. That's okay, it's challenging anyway. But settle into your fold. You can be dangling, knees bent, holding opposite elbows. Or you might be ready to come into a full, strong standing forward fold. Legs straight, folding nose to knees. Keep breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Exhale here. On your next breath in, find your halfway lift. Find a flat back, lengthen, breathe in. As you breathe out, step your left foot behind you. Come into a kneeling lunge. Left knee drops to the mat. Top of the foot, press into your right foot, rise up to press your front leg. Let your hips come forward and down. Expand and open through the chest, shoulders far from the ears. The arms rise up. Keep scissoring inner thighs toward each other. Breathe in. As you exhale, bring the hands through heart center. Bring the hands to frame the front foot. Curl your back just under. Lift into a high lunge. Step forward. Breathe in. Flat back. Breathe out. Right foot lunges back. Release the knee and the top of the foot to the mat. Settle into your front foot, your back leg, and then press your front thigh. This is where you might want to have a blanket under the knee if it's more comfortable. Let your hips settle forward and down. Feel a nice big stretch through your right hip, your psoas there. Let the arms float up and overhead. Keep the shoulders far from the ears. Stay light and lifted through your fingertips. Keep energizing the pose with your breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring the hands down. Frame the front foot. Bring your left foot back this time. Bring your knee to the mat. Find an all fours shape. And we're going to practice cat-cow. So you're going to exhale and round the back body. Inhale, drop the belly, arch the back, shift your gaze upward. Rounding and arching and matching your breath to the movement. Exhaling, tucking chin to chest. Inhaling, sending your sit bones up, widen through your collarbones. Exhale one more time. And then breathe in. Find a neutral spine. Balancing out that effort. Through your arms, through your legs. And start to shift weight to the right hand and the left leg. And on your breath in, let the left arm rise up and the right leg rise up. Stretch your left fingers. Stretch your right toes. But keep your right hip level with your left. Balance out the work between the front and back body, between the right arm and the left leg. Keep breathing. One more inhale. And exhale, release your left hand, your right leg, flip your right wrist over, wiggle your fingers, stretch that wrist, open and close, maybe gently bend your elbow, and then bring your right hand back to the mat. Shifting now, pressing firmly into your left hand and your right leg. On the breath in, let the right arm and left leg lift up. Find balance. Left hip level with your right. Reaching your right arm out. Strengthening through your core and your back body. Don't let the shoulders creep up toward the ears. Don't hold your breath. Relax your face. Take one more inhale. And exhale. Release your right hand, your left knee. Flip your left wrist over. Wiggle your fingers. And your elbow. Release that wrist. Let your hips sway left and right a few times here. Let's walk the hands a handprint further forward. In practice, this is a modified plank. You're going to stay here in this modified plank. So your shoulders are stacked on your wrists. You're pressing down through the shins and the tops of the feet. Engage through your core. And breathe. Now we're going to slowly move through a modified chaturanga. Elbows bend. Your shoulders are going to come out in front of your hands. Lower, 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 all the way down to the mat. So now your hands are under your shoulders. Hug your legs in. Squeeze your shoulders down the back, far from the ears. Press up into cobra pose. tops of the hips are grounded, pubic bone grounded. Open through your heart space. Squeeze the shoulder blades together as if you were holding a pencil. If you want to rise up a little higher, you can. Be mindful of how the shape feels. Breathe in and slowly release. This time bring your hands in front of you, elbows wide. Stack your hands, release your forehead to your hands. Crocodile pose. Take some deep, full breaths. Let them settle into the back body. Practice locust pose, a variation of locust pose next. We're going to use Venus arms, which is pressing your palms, interlacing your fingers, and then straightening your arms. If it is not accessible to have your arms straight with your hands clasped, or have your strap. Use the strap behind the back a few inches apart, and that way you can get those strong straight arms without the hands clasped. So choose one of those options. Bring your palms to press, interlace your fingers. Legs are still hugging in toward each other. Press your knuckles back towards your heels. Let your head lift up and off the mat, and then toes can lift up and off the mat as well. Breathe deeply. Energize the back of the body. Open up space through the chest. Breathe in. Exhale, release. Bring your arms by the sides, thumbs face, or thumbs touching your legs. Let your right cheek rest down on the mat. Very passively stretching the neck. We're going to practice bow pose next. You have the option to practice half bow. If you know half bow, that means you're starting with your left forearm on the mat. You're going to hold your right foot with your right hand. You could also grab your strap and hook it around your foot. So this is half bow. I'll tell you when to switch if you're practicing half bow. If you want to practice full bow, come with me. Heels to hips. Reach your hands back for your feet. Press your feet into your hands. Squeeze those shoulder blades together again. Breathe. Settle into the shape and let your breath surround this shape. Feel the work, but also feel some lightness. Your toes, your face, relax your jaw. If you're in half bow, switch sides. So you're going to bring your right forearm to the mat. Hold your left foot, maybe hook your strap around it. Keep breathing, don't hold your breath. Take one more deep inhale. Slowly release. Legs back to the mat. Arms by the sides, left cheek this time. Relax onto the mat. Feel the breath, releasing the muscles in the back body. Keep softening with each exhale. arms out create the shape of a T. So your palms are pressing down, your arms are at shoulder length, but then bring your right hand under your shoulder like you had it for your cobra pose. You're going to press into your right hand. Keep your left hand really grounded. Your whole left arm stuck to the mat. As you press into your right hand, your right hip is going to come up and off the mat. Your right foot steps behind your left leg. Your left cheek stays on the mat. Just twisting here. Nice stretch for the shoulder. Right hip back down to the mat. Bring your right arm long. It's a nice deep stretch for the rotator cuff in your shoulder. Now press through your right arm. Left hand comes under the shoulder. You're going to press into your left hand as you rock the left hip up. Left foot steps just behind your right leg. Right cheek, temple stays on the mat. Breathe. Breathe in, one more. And slowly release back. Left hip comes back down to the mat. Right hand comes back. We're going to press up and back into child's pose. Press up through all fours. And then send your hips back toward your heels. Let your arms stretch long. Let your forehead melt and relax down onto the mat. Release your wrists here in child's pose. You can circle them. You can bend your elbows and press the backs of the hands into the mat on either side of your legs if you like. And let your arms stretch out in front of you again. Left hand, walk to the left a bit, and then walk your right hand over. Place your right hand on top of your left, and then settle back into your right hip. Let your forehead hug down toward the mat, really stretching the right side body. Arms walk through center. Let your right hand come to the right. Walk your left hand to stack on top of the right. And then really send your left hip back. Let your forehead reach for the mat. Walk your hands back through center. We're going to rise up into all fours. And then curl your toes under. Send your sit bones up and back and find down dog here. Press into your pointer fingers, your thumbs. Roll your shoulders far from the ears. Nod your head right and left. Stretch deeply here in this shape. from down dog right into pigeon pose. So we're going to bring your right knee forward toward the right elbow and then bring your right foot behind the left hand. Bring the knee and the foot down and then let your left leg slide back. You might want to grab a block. You can place it under your right hip for support. But only if you need it. If you don't need it, let yourself slide into the shape. Bring your forearms down. Let your head relax. Spread your elbows. Stack your hands if it's accessible and rest once again here. Feel your left hip rolling down toward the mat. Breathe. Add a shoulder release here. You can thread the needle here in our pigeon. So your left arm can thread under the right. You're going to come over to your left shoulder if you can. Left temple comes down with the right arm relaxed out in front of you. Give you another option if you want. Your right arm can reach up. Turn your palm to face behind you. Bend your elbow and reach your right fingers. See if you can find your right toes. If not, no worries. You could also be resting on the back, the hip. Take one more deep breath in and exhale, and then slowly unwind your right arm and its wrap. Let your left arm come back out. Come up into your fingers and switch sides. We're going to come back into down dog to switch sides. You're going to press into your fingers, curl your left toes, press up, step your right foot back, walk your dog a few times. Bending one knee and then the other. Then press, stretch. Coming out to your pigeon on the left side this time. So think about it. Your left knee is going to come up and behind your left wrist. Your left foot is going to place behind your right wrist. And you might want to grab your block. It's an option. Right leg stretches, lengthens behind you on the mat. And then slowly settle down to your forearms. You could also have a block for your forehead. Do that on the other side. It's always an option. You might widen your elbows, stack your hands like crocodile, and let your forehead rest. Let your breath surround the shape. Let yourself settle into this shape, this moment, and be present for all the sensations you're feeling here. Take your time. We're going to thread the needle, just adding that gentle twist. So your left arm is going to stretch out. You're going to thread your right arm under your left. And then come to the right shoulder, the right side of the face. Stay here if you like, if you're comfortable. Your left hand could just rest on a block because, hey, it's there. Why not? It feels good. Settle here before moving any further. Always know your options. If you settle into a pose and the longer you stay, it starts to feel really, really, really uncomfortable, then don't hold it as long as I'm telling you. You know your body. Always honor your body with your practice. But also, allow yourself to learn the difference between pain and being uncomfortable. See if you can sit in discomfort for an extra breath or two before moving out. And if this is really, really comfortable, then good. Left arm stretches up as an option, finding the bind if you like. Turn your left palm to face behind you. Bend the elbow and reach your left fingers. See if you can find your left toes. Breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. One more inhale and exhale. If you're binding here, slowly let that arm release and unwind your right arm. Come up and out of this one really slowly. We're here for a while. It's a good shape for your back body, your hips. Helps us release physical tension, but it can also be really intense if you're holding it for a long time. Rock to your left hip and sweep your right leg around. We're going to come on to the back body. Take your time transitioning. You can have your block close by if you like. You can use it for a supported pose here in a minute. You roll all the way on to the back. Bring your knees with you. Bring them into the chest. Relax your shoulders and the back of the head into the mat. Bring the arms by the sides. And then squeeze your right knee with your arms. Stretch your left leg long. And just switch sides. Exhale as you squeeze. Inhale. And exhale. Squeeze. One more time. Left side, squeeze knee to chest, and then bring both knees to the chest again. Your block is close by, not close enough to me. You bring the leg, well, let's bring the feet to the mat and slide the block underneath the back body. You're going to settle your back body on that block, the sacrum. So it should be comfortable. And then bring the knees up and the legs into the air for legs up the wall. This is a supported legs up the wall. So roll your ankles. Let your arms relax by the sides. Let your palms face up. Let yourself settle here and find softness in this shape. When we practice these shapes, these deep breaths, we open up space in the body. We also, through these breaths and these shapes, we also let go of physical tension and stress. And the more you practice, the more you learn how it feels to be open and free and flexible And you learn what it feels like when you're holding on to unnecessary tension as well. And that awareness translates off the mat. You stop clenching your jaw when you're frustrated. You stop shrugging your shoulders up toward your ears or allowing yourself to hold on to physical tension that manifests from stress. You notice when you're doing it and you stop. That's one of the magic things that yoga's done for me. It just helps me be aware and stop doing things that aren't helping me get through the moment. So let this shape help you settle and relax and let go of any unnecessary tension you might be holding on to. Just let it go. Allow yourself to be right here in this moment, feeling everything this moment has to offer. Take one more breath here with your legs extended long. And slowly bend your knees. Bring your feet back to the mat. Lift your hips enough to release that block. And then let's take a twist here. Let your knees drop over to the right. Your right hand can rest on your left leg. Let your left arm stretch long and gaze into your left hand. Try to settle your left shoulder onto the mat if you can. Let the left side body twist and release. Let each breath help you soften more into this pose. Slowly bring the knees back through center. Bring your hips back onto the mat. This time bring both knees together. Let them drop to the left. And then rotate to reach your right arm out. Right shoulder softening onto the mat. Left hand relaxing onto your right leg. Just helping to enhance the shape. Gazing into your right hand. Completing the twist. Whole spine, and then find softness in this twist. Notice where there may be lingering tension and let it go. One last deep full inhale, open up space, and then exhale, soften, relax, release. And slowly unwind from your twist and set yourself up for our final pose, relaxation, Shavasana. Options here. You can let your knees tent in and rest on each other. Or you could let your legs stretch to opposite corners of the mat. Let your head relax, shoulders relax, arms relax by the sides, palms facing up. find yourself really comfortable here. So if you have any jewelry or ponytail or anything that's distracting you from relaxing completely, let it go. Take it out, let it go. You don't need it. Allow yourself to settle into stillness, into shape. Softening your body completely, relaxing everything. And enjoy a few minutes of quiet. Your body is still, your body is relaxed. Allow your mind to seek that same stillness. Allow your thoughts to relax. Just enjoy the quiet. Slowly, without moving from this place of rest, just allow your breath slowly move back in, expanding space around the heart, reaching down toward the bottom of the rib cage, and slowly move back out, softening your rib cage, relaxing your chest. Out through the nose. Let those deep breaths bring awareness back into the body, slowly waking up your chest, your hips, your arms, your legs. Bring gentle movements to your fingers, your toes. And slowly bring one knee to your chest, and then the other. Roll to your side. Rest on your arm in side lying child's pose. Take a few moments here to come back into awareness. Really soaking up your practice. Notice how you feel. Breathe deeply here into this new moment. Breathe out fully, letting go of anything you don't want to carry with you the rest of the day. Let it go. And breathe in again. Rise back up. Find a comfortable seat on the mat. Easy pose where we started class. Comfortably cross-legged. Bring your palms to press at heart center. Exhale fully here. Breathe in as the arms circle overhead. Watch the palms press at the top of the inhale. And exhale, and watch your hands come right back to heart center. Namaste. Thanks for joining my practice today.